So what is going on, guys? I am BlackOpsAmazing. Welcome back to another zombies video, and today we are counting down the top 5 worst maps in Call of Duty Zombies. Now that we have reached the end of our storyline, all of the maps are released, we can go back and take a look at the worst 5 maps we have ever had. Now this list obviously is in my opinion, so if you want to share your opinion, put it in the comment section below. Put your top 5 worst zombies maps. What would you change? But these are the ones I would never wish to play ever again in my lifetime. You know what? Tryout wasted their time making these, but it was a good experiment, right? Let's see what kind of trash we have on this list. And coming in at number 5, we have wait, I just said it. I just said it, guys. 5. Now, honestly, if I go all the way back to 2010, I think it was when Black Ops 1 was released, 5 for me was the bomb. It was actually a pretty decent map. Considering it is small, it's an extremely difficult map to play. There are not many big training areas. The map itself is tight and condensed. The boss on here is, well, actually, there are 2 different types. We have the Pentagon Thief, which is annoying as fuck. This guy would come out of nowhere, steal your weapons, and then you're going to have to take him down. But with what? He's taking your freaking ray gun. You have to use your M911 or whatever the freaking starting pistol was for Black Ops to take that guy out. So that's annoying. But not only that, one of the not worst bosses, but the most annoying, in my opinion, the Nova 6 crawlers come out when you're in the basement. And because how tight that place is down there, when you kill those guys, they explode and release that toxic gas. It can get extremely annoying on the map. 5. I have to say though, if you have no internet, back in 2010, playing this with your mates, 4-player co-op or just split screen with your brother, I have to say it was a pretty decent map. Thinking about it now, with all of the other maps we've had released to this date, 5 eventually does make it on this list, but it's definitely not the worst one out there. Now getting into number 4, for me this was difficult and I've had to pick between 2 different maps. It is either Shangri-La from Black Ops or Die Rise from Black Ops 2. Now, personally, the one that I would play the least is Shangri-La, pretty much because it is more difficult to play than Die Rise. I don't find it as fun. Yes, the weapon, the freaking baby maker, that thing is awesome, but Shangri-La out of the 2 is the one I would play the least. On the other hand, we have Die Rise, which I think was a good concept, and when it came out, the first couple of days was cool. But after that, it got extremely annoying, having to build things, walk around, go from top to bottom. This map was pretty much set in a skyscraper, and you would have to keep going up and down from top to bottom to complete different objectives. The way you could die sometimes simply by falling over the ledge or not landing on the mattresses could be very annoying, but compared to the things I found in Shangri-La, don't speak of that map. Yes, it's freaking cool, ripped off, and it has a load of nostalgia, as we see in Revelations. We'll get onto that in a second. But for me, I'm going to have to pick Shangri-La, although Die Rise could have easily made it onto this. Now, I really got into zombies at the start of Black Ops, maybe towards the end of World at War, so Shangri-La was a pretty new map to me and was one of the first ones that I played, so you would think it would hold a pretty place in my heart, but no. Similar to 5, it has a load of tight, condensed, not corridors this time, but caves. Even the outside open areas aren't really open because all of the brick walls, we have those spikes that come out of the ground and block off your different pathways. Now the monkeys were cool, but on the other hand we have the napalm zombies and the shriekers, which were just freaking annoying, and actually made it onto my top 5 worst zombie bosses ever, or different special types of zombies. The napalm zombie especially, shooting that thing, exploding in your face with zombies surrounding it. Those 2 special guys can actually really be very bad for you. Honestly, off the top of my head, there's nothing I can really think or give you guys about Shangri-La that is good. Like I said, possibly the baby maker, but it's difficult for me right now telling you what I actually like about this map. Maybe the fact that it was a little bit different. I don't know. It's a difficult compromise. If you can think of anything good about this map, it's a challenge to you. Leave it in the comments, but being truthful with yourself, I bet you can't. I mean, the Easter egg, yeah, it was okay. I'm gonna say it wasn't even very exciting. I didn't really find the point of it. Getting the focusing stone, what did we even use that thing for? I have no idea. But you know what? It was out there. Shangri-La was a map. It's here. We can't forget about it because it was simply not very good. Now, getting into number 3, this may surprise some of you guys, but I've had to do it. This was extremely difficult to make this choice, but it's just come out. Freaking Revelations. This map is brand new. A lot of people expected it to be the map of the century, the best map ever. I expected another Origins, another Mob of the Dead, a great, fantastic map to send off zombies. But let's be honest here, no matter how much you want to like this map, it was a big disappointment. Everything from the Easter egg to the weapons. We had no new wonder weapons. Yes, they give us 2 old ones, but where are the freaking elemental staffs we all wanted, we all thought they would come back? The ending was shit. Thinking about new things that were introduced to this map, honestly, I can't think of anything. It all feels very repetitive and just old, and I don't know, it doesn't feel like a new map. It doesn't feel exciting to play. We have the Margwa on there, the Panzers, challenging bosses, not the worst, but can be very annoying. We have traps on there like the electric trap, the one we saw in Derice. We have the flogger that we got in Shinonuma, but let's be honest, how many times do people use them? We then have the turret, which is basically just a replica of the skull of Nansapwa. We have no new perks, and that for me is one of the worst things about Black Ops 3 Zombies. But Revelations, it's an easy map to play, which you would think would make it good, but it's just very boring. And right now, being the latest map in Zombies, being the gameplay that a lot of people want to see on this channel, it's extremely difficult to just go and play it over and over again because of the fact that it is such a boring map. You find yourself doing the exact same thing every time. There's just no variety to it. Like I said, I've tried my very best to like it because it's the last one we have ever got. But being honest, I can't lie to you guys, it was a massive disappointment. Easily, Revelations could have swapped with the second spot. Number 2 and 3 could have swapped over. Thinking about it right now, Revelations, you've pissed me off that much. You should go down. But it's going to stay at number 3. It's a relatively new map. There may be still things that we can discover about it. But there we go. It is what it is. Let's get into number 2. Now, number 2, as I said earlier, could have easily swapped with 3. We have Transit at 2, Revelations at 3. There are some things about Transit that I actually like. Now, when this map first came out, everyone hated it. As times progressed, a few people have got to like it a little bit more. But throughout the maps that we got in Black Ops 2, this was probably definitely one of, if not the worst. Maybe some people say Buried, some people say Die Rise. But Transit, let's be honest, out of all of the maps we've got throughout our 8-year cycle, it's definitely one of the worst, and for me, it's the second worst map. Now, Treyarch spent a whole 2 years developing this map, so it should have been freaking amazing. Considering how long they have on the DLCs, a full 2 years on the release map means it should have been a really fun, good map to play. And you can see with the size of it, how big this freaking map is to walk around. That's why we have the bus. Treyarch probably intended to do good, but it didn't come off as that, right? The map, for one, is just too big. To compromise with that, they added in the bus route system. We don't have bus route B. Let's forget about it. Ted is a knobhead. He drives off without you. But yeah, we have the bus that takes us to 4 or 5 different stops on the map. But the thing is, you only get about 30 seconds at each of the stops before the bus will drive off. Half the time, what you need to do in that area is going to take you a longer amount of time. So the driver's going to go, and then it's left for you to walk through the frickin' fog. Mist rolling in. Has this been about memories? The fog in Transit was one of the worst things. I don't see the point. Was it supposed to be scary? Because it definitely wasn't. It was annoying. We have the denizens in there. I don't even want to speak of those things. But I think probably one of the worst things to me, and I only did this once in Transit, was getting to the Pack-a-Punch. Having to open that thing using the turbine to the power door, and then running all the way over to town to check if the door was open, and then having to build it. Half the time this wouldn't work. It was basically a 50-50 chance, and extremely annoying and difficult to actually get the Pack-a-Punch. For me, it was one of the worst Pack-a-Punches we have ever had, and that, for a Zombies map, is key. So, ladies and gents, that is why Transit is at number 2. And wait, oh, did I forget? Fog rolling in. Oh, and one more thing. The Thrusterdyne Astronautics Model 23? Is that what? Just remember the jet gun? Yeah, the wonder weapon that we had. Yeah, definitely coming in at the worst wonder weapon we have ever had. Can we even count it? We can't deny that this map deserves the number 2 spot. But coming in at number 1, what could replace these maps, will you say? Could it be Kino? No, that was a good map. Ascension? No. Moon? No. Zetsubo no Shima? Yes. Zetsubo no shit, and you know that should tell you that it comes in at number 1. Now, this map was deemed to be the most scariest we have had to date. Right. Anyway, so as we're saying, this is the scariest map we have had in Zombies. It is Treyarch's most difficult challenge yet. It is the most unbuggiest, unglitchiest map. No, this map's shit. Okay, so I did a top 5 worst bosses, I think about a month ago now, and the Thrasher on here, we know that guy that can spawn 4 or 5 times a round. That guy's extremely annoying with the spores on his body. Yeah, we have that guy on this map. So that's the first reason why this is at number 1. Number 2 is the spiders. Right, the spiders were innovative. They were cool at first, but then they're just freaking annoying. The amount of bugs and glitches we have on this map, perk machines not appearing, the spiders, the textures on them not coming in was annoying. The next thing is the power, having to get the water buckets, fill up the 2 generators, go through and then actually turn the power on itself. But before you can do that, you need to swim underwater, fight off against a horde of the undead, unblock the freaking turbine, make it out of there before the zombies all come running into that water pool, and then turn on the power. But let's not forget the amount of gardening you have to do. But don't worry, because this can dig up you massive artillery shells to take down warplanes. You can get max ammos, rainbow buckets. I mean that makes sense. The challenges were very annoying. Okay, the wonder weapons, the skull of Nan Sapwood, the boss fight wasn't too bad. The ending cutscene cannot be as bad as Revelations. But apart from that, the whole map in general was just not good to play, and honestly, after 4 or 5, 6 different tries can get very boring. It's just repetitive. If Treyarch could find a way to make all of the maps like Mob of the Dead, Origins, Kino der Toten. I really enjoyed Verrückt in World at War, even though it's a small, simple map. Atmosphere makes a load of a difference. I even really like Horizon Drakkar from Black Ops 3, probably one of the only maps in Black Ops 3 that I like. Horizon Drakkar, Gorod Karovi wasn't too bad if it wasn't for the Valkyrie drones. But anyway, those are my top 5 worst maps throughout our 8-year cycle of Call of Duty Zombies. We have 5, Shangri-La or Die Rise, Revelations, Transit, and Zetsubo no Shima. If you can name me any changes to that top 5 worst list, leave that in the comment section below, but be warned, I am going to argue with you unless you give me a valid point, as I don't see any other map. Okay, maybe a couple, but it'd be very hard to replace these. So there we go, guys. Leave a like rating if you have enjoyed. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel for more zombies videos. Thank you so very much for watching, and if you do want to see some more top 5s, I have another second channel where I do top 5s on anything. Top 5s, top 10s on just random things going on throughout the world. Check out that channel. I've got a couple of videos over there. I will link it down in the description. But there we go. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.